What is up, YouTube? Back with another YouTube video, and today we're here with a guide for the Haunting 2023 event in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0. Now you can see here I have the Haunting screen in game, and I do want to show you here is the kind of soul currency store that they got going on, similar to the Season 3 trophies event, which if you remember my video from that one, I said it's the worst event ever and I feel like they should never bring it back, and guess what, they brought it back for Halloween. So cool, I guess. Not really, but getting into it, I think all around, if you want all of this, you're gonna need like 2,000 plus souls. You can see I have 1,157, but the main takeaway here is a lot of people really just want the camo. So this is what the Ghoul camo looks like. You can see it's animated. It has some nice colors, I'm not gonna lie. Am I gonna get it? Yeah, but you can see that itself will cost you 1,000 souls. And here's everything else. I'm not really gonna show everything here just because you can only preview the weapon blueprints and stuff. But here is the Violent End SMG blueprint for the Vaznev. Pretty cool. It has like the red and black with some orange on it. Then you can see here we have the alien death rate for the .50 GS, also known as the Desert Eagle. And this is pretty cool because if you zoom in, it has a zombie in Spaceland reference. And if you play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Zombies in Spaceland was the zombie map for that game when it first came out. So that's just a really cool kind of Easter egg to that. But that's going to do it for pretty much the rewards here. You will get loading screens, double weapon XP tokens. What's nice is those will carry over to MWII, so if you claim those, make sure you take them. I'm not sure if the tier skips are going to go. You can see I did finish my battle pass already, so for me it's not really that useful, so I just might not claim them or something like that. But that's pretty much all the rewards here. Now what I want to go over as well is the mastery rewards here. You can see for Mastery 1, you have to unlock any 10 items to earn an exclusive reward, and then unlock 15 items to get Mastery 2. Mastery 1 is going to be a Halloween themed Rose skin. As you can see, she has pumpkins on her sleeves and a pumpkin face paint, and then spiders on her scarf and everything. A black and orange operator skin. And then for Mastery 2, we have this skin which has like a pumpkin kind of stencil face paint like mask on. I don't know what to call it. Spider web shin guards and arm pads and stuff like that. But pretty cool skins nonetheless. I'm happy they at least gave us some Halloween themed instead of just some random throwaway skins, which is nice. But that's pretty much everything here for the storefront. Now I do want to show you the Haunting event we have here, Operation Nightmare. Now these are a set of bosses and jump scares that you have to get if you want to get the Mastery Bass P submachine gun. And I didn't really care for the SMG blueprint. It does look really nice, however I just don't use the Bass P a lot. But I do want to show you here for the Haunting, you can find the Butcher in 2 locations. He will spawn in Mazrah or in Von Dead, also known as Vondel, but that's the Halloween variation of it. Then for the Swamp Creature, they only spawn in Mazrah over here by the marshlands. Then we have the Oasis where the Pharaoh is located, and he's always going to spawn up here, as you can see. And then the UFO, which is going to spawn in the village down here. It's going to have its own new POI, which is pretty cool. The water kind of is different. You'll see that in the gameplay, but I really like the approach they took with the UFO. And then we have the train, the ghost train, which is pretty, it's a pretty hard one to do, I'm not going to lie, especially if it's a hot drop with people landing on you and stuff like that, or if there's multiple teams on you. But there's that one. And then this one, the Evil Spirits, is really just looting containers in certain places. You can see loot a container in the Quarry, and then you'll get a Reaper jump scare randomly. Find a Ghoul by looting containers in Mazrah City. So you go where it says, and you'll end up getting the jump scares. I'll show you what the jump scares look like when we go over it. But when you do 5 of these, you will get the Bass P Mastery blueprint. Now, if you notice right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you do have to miss one of them if you want. Let's say you're trying to do Ghost Train and it's just too hard. You can just do UFO, Pharaoh, Strong Creature, Butcher, and Evil Spirit and not have to worry about it. But these will all individually give their own calling card. As you can see, there's one for the Evil Spirit, one for the Ghost Train, one for the UFO, one for the Pharaoh, one for the Swamp Creature, and then one for Butcher. Now, Butcher also has a Diablo 4 Butcher's Meat Hook item. I don't play Diablo, but if you complete this and you're a Diablo player, there is a way, I believe, to link your account or something like that, and then it will give you an in-game item. So just keep your eyes out for that if you're a Diablo player. But that's going to do it for pretty much the little intro here. I do want to note for collecting souls, if you're doing this, the Operation Nightmare. When you kill one of these bosses, they will drop a lot of souls, depending what game you're playing in. For example, if you do it in Warzone, your cap is 30 souls there, but if you're playing DMZ, your cap is 26. And I do want to mention here in the playlist, let me just go over that right now as well. So we have something like, where is Von Dead Lockdown? Let's just go into the Warzone tab, and we're gonna go over to Von Dead Lockdown. And this playlist here, Lockdown Quads, this will only give you 25 souls per game. So once you hit that 25 souls, you can't capture anymore. DMZ will give you 26 souls, so that's per game. And then Warzone regular games, so for example, if you're playing something like Rotation Zombie Royale Trios, that's going to give you 30 souls per game. Resurgence Quads is going to limit you to 30 souls. Just anything that's not Lockdown Quads will give you 30 souls. I believe if you play Rotation BR solos here on the regular maps, you won't get souls. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I didn't bother to try it, but I know for sure when you're playing the night maps, when they have the jump scares and stuff, they drop souls. So that's pretty much everything there. I do want to note, if you're a multiplayer person, if you're trying to grind souls, you only get 18 per match, which is pretty bad. I don't know why they changed the numbers for every game mode. I wish it was just 30 for everything. That way it's, you know, the same across the board, but for whatever reason, they have their own reasoning for that. But if you do something like Shipment, you might get 18 real easily and then finish the game if it's TDM or something. But if it's Domination or Hardpoint, you might be there for a little bit. So I don't know. Play whatever you think is best. I personally am not playing multiplayer right now. I did all of my souls in DMZ and some in Warzone, so that's my kind of little information tidbit there. But let's get into the actual guide for the bosses now. So the first boss we're going to start with is the Butcher, and in my opinion, he's kind of like the hardest one just because of the ritual thing that you have to do beforehand. But then when you go inside, there is a portal that allows other people to go inside and then kind of mess with you and stuff like that, and he does have a bunch of health. But I do want to touch on something real quick. You can see I'm doing it in Mazrah City here. This little icon you can see right here, an ominous presence, is nearby. This will pretty much tell you wherever the Butcher ritual is, so you can start it. So you can see in my instance, I went to Mazrah City and it was there. That also does spawn on Vondel. Von Dead is what they call it, but that's only in Warzone. You can't get DMZ Von Dead for whatever reason. It's just regular Vondel still, so that's pretty disappointing. I was really hyped to see Von Dead in DMZ, but unfortunately we just can't have that. But you can see when you start the ritual, you're going to get this little progress bar, and all you got to do is run around and just fill it up. Make sure you're kind of keeping tabs on if there's enemy teams near you. Make sure if someone has a comms vest, they're letting you know and stuff like that if you're doing this with a squad. I do think you can do this solo. I think in my opinion might be a little easier with a second person like I'm doing here. But you can see after you fill one bar of progress, you will have to go start another one and pretty much fill up every line of the pentagram until it's fully complete. And then you will get a portal to spawn into the Butcher's kind of underworld location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this play out, and I'll pick up with you guys when we get to the Butcher boss fight. can see this is going to be the final bar of ritual progress. Then all altars are going to be lit up, and then you're going to see a demonic ritual has been completed, and then a portal is going to spawn. You can go through the portal, and then it's going to put you here in the underworld with the butcher. You can see his health bar in the top middle of the screen. Now, do just try to keep your eyes on that portal. Enemy teams can go inside, so just kind of know that you're not entirely by yourself over here. You're going to have the butcher pushing you, as well as these other zombies that are going to continuously respawn over the course of time. But just know there's a lot going on here. With 4 players, this is pretty easy probably. You can have one guy just focusing on the zombies. For the longest, I was here trying to do ad clear, thinking it was going to spawn zombies in waves and stuff like that. But no, they just continuously respawn. So I just recommend, if you can, try to distance yourself from the zombies. Kind of try to have someone train them around, and then just have other people focus on the butcher. But he can down you. He does have like an animation. He does like an execution, so just be careful for that. I'm pretty sure I end up going down a couple times here, so do watch out for that. There is going to be lava / fire. I'm not sure what to call it here, but if you walk over it, you will take a little bit of damage, so just be careful for that. But I'm going to let this gameplay play out. It is a long gameplay, so feel free to just go to the timestamps down below. I do want you guys to be able to just kind of know what you're getting yourself into if you haven't done it yet. That way you know what to expect and everything. That's why I don't want to speed it up or cut anything. But timestamps, like I said, will be down in the description, so just kind of look out for that if you want to skip forward. But like I said, I'll pick up with you guys when we kill the butcher. So this is going to be the butcher kill right here, and you can see the shotgun is doing a lot of work. Me and my teammate end up beaming the butcher, and then we end up getting the kill right here. You can see butcher killed, and then it's going to say transmog available in Diablo 4, and then you will also get another butcher killed confirmation for the challenge completed. Now you will have zombies continuously respawning. The temperature in the room will escalate the longer you stay in it. But pick up the souls, pick up the vest. He's going to drop you his cleaver and a bunch of loot like backpacks and comms vest, stealth vest. So just pick that up. But we're going to move on to our next boss, which is the ghost train. So we're back in DMZ, and like I said, this is the ghost train. I am speeding up the gameplay just because it's not interesting gameplay, to be honest with you. It's just looting, and then I recommend, if you can, go from the back to the front of the train and just pick up as many heat resistant keys as you can find. That way when you get to the front of the train, there's going to be these chests that are covered in flames that you'll be able to open. But you can see I'm looting backwards pretty much, and then working my way back to my teammate. And I'm speeding it up. Like I said, it's not interesting gameplay because all you're doing is kind of avoiding traps. There's decoys, there's sentry guns, there's proximity mines, claymores, just a whole bunch of stuff. You can see a claymore in front of me here. And I really wasn't expecting the traps, to be honest. I was expecting like possessed soldiers maybe and stuff like that. But there's going to be sentry guns. Here you can see the sentry gun beams me through the ammo cache right there. So that was pretty annoying. You can see we ended up getting one there, but I believe there was another sentry gun on the right side corner as well. So you can see I move up a little bit, and then just make sure you have nades on you just to destroy claymores and stuff like that if you can't get a clear shot on it. But you can see here's the front train cart here, and it has those heat resistant chests that I was talking about. You can see they're literally on fire. That's what the heat resistant keys are for. You can see they were pretty useful in giving me UAVs and stuff like that. But make your way here, and then you're going to find this safe. Now, you can loot the safe, and in the safe you are going to find a bunch of cash and a gold skull. So feel free to pick that up. But the main thing here is the heart of the train. When you pick that up, that's pretty much just going to give you the ghost train event complete. Pretty anticlimactic if you ask me, but you can see we also get the ghost train event complete. So hopefully you found that useful. It's not really a guide too crazy for this one, but we're going to move on to the UFO next. So here you can see this is what you're going to see when you approach kind of this little village area over here. Not the village area, but wherever the UFO is. I believe it spawns in different locations. I could be wrong, or maybe if it's only this location. But as we approached here, there was 2 orbs only. I'm pretty sure there's going to be 3 in most cases. But again, as we approach this area, there's only 2. We destroyed them, and then we're going to make our way towards like the middle here. I recommend if you can, try to stay near some cover because there is going to be juggernauts and stuff that spawn eventually. But you can see there is the UFO. We're going to start shooting at it. And like I said, Juggernaut is going to make its presence known right away. I also do want to apologize for the audio, but here you can see this is where we go down by the Juggernaut and the possessed soldiers that were spawned in. So you can see I threw a stun. I was trying to avoid it, but thankfully I had a self-revive. I'm going to make my way to cover over here. I was going to go under the boat, but I was like, you know what, let me go by these containers because my teammate's down. And then I equipped another self-revive just in case if I went down, I still had one. And you can see I was just trying to get my teammates res no matter what. And I ended up coordinating it right here at this corner, so we knew we were going to be safe. And then I ended up making my way back to the Juggernaut over here. And I really recommend if you can try to carry a KV broadside with the Dragon's Breath rounds because it's going to make quick work. Don't get me wrong, it's still like a mag and a half of a second mag to kill the Juggernaut, as you're going to see right here. But I did miss my first thermite. I'm going to take out my shotgun and just shoot all the shots right at the Juggernaut. And you can see I'm going to break the armor really quickly, but then I am going to have to reload. And then you can see my teammates even putting shots into him, but we will get the kill right there. And the Juggernaut will drop you an RPG. That RPG is going to be very useful for shooting down the UFO. But remember, if you're doing this with a squad of 4, if you have the max assimilation squad size, then this might be relatively easy if you just have one guy on the lookout for the Juggernaut. But just go and then use the RPG to do some damage to the UFO. I end up doing 2 shots here, then it ends up moving, and then I missed that shot. Then I'm going to go and send, I think it's 2 more shots down here, and I'm going to end up getting the explosion. Okay, yeah, it was just 1 shot. So you're going to destroy the UFO. Now, when the UFO gets blown up, it is going to send kind of a crater, or I don't know. It's not an asteroid. It's just an artifact down to the ground. So you can see we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if we had to shoot it or whatever. But it's going to go and crash straight into the ground. It's going to drop a bunch of souls here. So if you need that, by all means, go ahead and pick it up. It is going to drop you an artifact as well as a alien corpse. And if you don't know where that's from the Mexico news thing where they showed alien corpse and stuff like that a couple months ago. But we're going to make our way now to the ship, and the whole event thing isn't done yet because now we have to return this artifact in order to get the reward / completion status for this. So we are going to deal with these possessed soldiers here, and then we're going to make our way up this zip line. My teammate is now carrying the artifact, and here I missed it, but there's a ladder right there that you can use to go up. But my teammate is going to find the ladder. We go up right here, and then there's going to be a portal. All you have to do is have your teammate return the artifact. You can see it says UFO artifact return, and then it's going to drop you a bunch of cash, some stealth vests, some comms vest, and I believe some souls, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can see bunch of stuff here, bunch of free loot. Pick it up if you need it. But we are going to move on to the next one, which is the Pharaoh. Now, when you approach the Oasis area here where you're going to find the Pharaoh, he will pop up on your screen and say, "Bring me the skulls and untold riches await you." That's pretty much telling you what you have to do. You're going to have to kill special soldiers or possessed soldiers that are going to drop you skulls. They're going to be soldiers with the pink kind of glow around their head and stuff like that, or the smoke, whatever you want to call it. Now, for me, you can see I'm going to run around and not run into any of these soldiers, only ones with yellow smoke. Those are regular soldiers. They're not going to drop anything important. You can see my teammate ping some enemies here. Now, this is what they're going to look like. You can see that pink glow to their eyes and around their head. That's what you want to see. They're going to drop you that cursed skull. You want to pick those up. And in total, you're going to need a total of 10 of them. So if you're playing with teammates, just make sure you guys are coordinating. Be like, oh, I got 3. My teammate has 2. So I know we got 5. We just need 5 more. Now, I will say the spawn rate for these is kind of weird. At times, it felt like I wasn't finding any of them, and then at times, I felt like I was finding all of the enemies, so I don't really know what the rate is that they spawn in, but you can see the Pharaoh will continuously just remind you to bring skulls and stuff like that. You can see this is where you're going to want to bring the skulls and fill up these squares here, so you can see wherever there's empty squares, that's where you're going to want to put your cursed skull. You can see here we needed 3 more, and that's all we had to do, so we had to run around, kill some more AI, and we just had a hard time finding them. As you can see, there's like no enemies around us, and then when we did find enemies, they had the yellow eyes / smoke. You can see I was trying to see if I start a ritual or something with that pentagram and stuff on the floor, but I didn't really know what to look for. But you can see another cursed skull, and I'm walking around. I find a group of enemies that spawn right there in front of me, and I had 2 skulls right there, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can see once you have 10, I believe he will come up on your screen and say that to bring me the skulls, kind of reminding you. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to place the last skull there. And then you can see that the body will come out of the coffin, or whatever it's called here for mummies. And you can see he's going to start contorting his body and everything. And then you can start to do damage here. And he is going to spawn more possessed soldiers, which is kind of annoying. Now, when it comes to doing damage, I have no idea what the optimal strat is for this. It is going to take me a long time to kill him, as you're going to see in the gameplay here. That's why I'm going to start speeding it up. But I believe you can't take him outside of the tomb area, because he'll just teleport away from you. Because you can see we're doing some damage, and he ends up downing my teammate. So I run out here for some ammo. And as he runs outside, he pops up on screen, and then he just disappears from the outside. So that caught me off guard. I didn't know what to do there, so I went running back inside, and he actually went to kill my teammate there. So I took this as a chance to use this bomb drone, because I knew for the sniper and the rhino it does a lot of damage on them. So I just used the bomb drone there, and you can see as I use my shotgun here, I end up getting the kill. And it's a lot harder than it looks, to be honest, after you see the sped up gameplay. But if you have 4 players, I would hope that this would be, easy as cake and stuff like that, but I don't know. But that's kind of the guide there for that. It's just make sure you're leading him inside the area and not taking him outside. We're going to move on now to the swamp creatures. So you can see that we are getting DDoS right here because we were in the vicinity of the boss. But you can see it says there's something haunting this marsh as you get closer. And it has like that fish, swamp creature icon there. Now what we decided to do was actually buy a bunch of plates, just because that Pharaoh boss fight was pretty tough, and we were like, we don't know if the swamp creature fight is going to be hard or not, so let's go ahead and just buy a bunch of plates. You can see I bought close to 80 plates right here and just dropped them on the ground, and you can see I had 18 plates, so I was more than confident in us getting it done. But you are going to want to open these eggs here, and they're going to have a chance to spawn a golden tiara, and that's what you want to find, is the golden tiara, as fast as possible. You can see as I'm looting, we're gonna find these swamp creatures here, and there's more than one, so I'm not entirely sure if there's supposed to be a set number of them or if it's random every single time. Maybe it scales it to how many players there are, I'm not sure. But you can see they will fade into the water and then run away after you do some damage. So I'm going to open this one. You can see nothing in that egg. And then in the center here where that's glowing is where you're going to have to offer the tiara after you find it. Now you can see I'm trying to help my teammate kill this swamp creature, but he goes back into the water. So I run around looking for more eggs. And you can see as I open this egg right here, I will find a golden tiara here for $10. So I'm going to go take this golden tiara and I'm going to put it right here in the center and offer the golden tiara. And then when you do that, it says threat detected, swamp creatures have emerged. Now, as you wait here in the middle, you can see they will be running around and you're going to kind of hear their audio. You can see one over here on the left side that I happen to find, and I'm just going to start doing some damage, but then they will run away, and then other swamp creatures will attack you from other directions here. So you can see I go, and I'm using this KV broadside, and I end up getting the kill on this one relatively quickly right there. And then there's going to be this other one right here. So that's our second swamp creature, and then this is going to be the third one. But you can see after the second kill is when I got the Bloody Mess blueprint, which is the Bass P, weapon blueprint for killing 5 of them, of the bosses from the haunting. So I don't know if you have to kill all of them. I don't know if you have to kill only 2, but just pretty much kill them until you get your pop-up if you're doing that. And yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie for that one. But now what I'm gonna do is show you guys the jump scares, and this is gonna be located in a bagra fortress. So that one is going to be the Specter one. That one's more of a blue kind of jump scare. This one is on mazrah City, and this is the Ghoul, I believe. Yeah, which is the red jump scare. This one's at the airport, which is the witch, which is a yellowish greenish jump scare, as you can see. And then the last one here is going to be at Quarry, and it's going to be a red jump scare, which is going to be the Reaper. So once you get all the jump scares here, that will be the evil spirits released. Just give it a couple seconds there, and you can see haunting challenge complete. And that's going to round it out for this video. So hopefully you found it useful. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you don't miss another video. Drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/MonkeySham0. Play this with all my DMs you guys will be popping up on screen right now. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.